The gear keeps getting better. Coffee doesn't. You upgraded grinder, you follow the numbers, everything was supposed to improve. But the flavor still isn't what you hoped for. Because clarity doesn't come from the gear. It comes from what you understand about the beans. It makes sense. You want better coffee, you upgrade your tools. And for most people, that starts with the grinder. Online forums, cafe baristas, YouTube videos, everyone says get a better grinder. That's the foundation. So you buy the best one you can afford. I'm a second-generation coffee roaster from Japan, and I've seen this over and over again. People chase the grinder thinking it'll fix the flavor, and it doesn't. My mother still uses a basic blade grinder, but her coffee is smooth, clean, and delicious because she knows what she's working with and then how to grind for it. I'll explain what that actually means in just a minute. A better grinder can give you more even grind. But if that grind isn't right for the condition of your beans, you're just locking in the same mistakes, only with more precisions. Roast profile, maybe origin and roast levels. Those give you some clues, but they don't tell you the whole story. You can't just look at the bag and know what grind will work. The grinder isn't foundation. Your understanding is. If no one ever explained this to you, it's not your fault. But there's a reason they didn't. A grinder doesn't reveal anything. It doesn't unlock the flavor. It just breaks up the beans. That's it. Because for years, people assumed that was the gear. And it was easier to upgrade the gear than to focus on something harder to see. You go down rabbit hole, comparing shapes, specs, models, thinking better design means better flavor. But it doesn't fix your coffee. And it definitely doesn't make decisions for you. But it feels like you're fixing something. So what are you actually trying to control? What you really need to control is extraction. In pour-over, if you want to slow things down, you use a finer grind. That means the water moves through more slowly, stays in contact with the grounds longer, and extracts more from the coffee. If it's too fine, you'll over-extract. If it's too coarse, it runs right through, under-extracted. That's why the grind size isn't based on origin, roast level, or whether it's a natural process from a single estate. It's based on what you want to taste from the beans you have. That's where most people get stuck. They think there's the right setting. But really, there's just the right direction based on the cup you're aiming for. I break this down in more detail in the grind lesson inside my pour-over course, but even without all that, the takeaway is simple. A grinder is just a tool. You still have to know what you are doing with it. Forget the setting. Think outcome. Your grinder is just a tool. Use it to shape the flavor you want. Start with the cup you're aiming for. Do you want something clean and bright? Something deeper and more rounded? That's your direction. Then look at your method. Every brewing method extracts differently. What works for pour over won't work the same in French press or AeroPress. Even small changes in flow or contact time shift what ends up in your cup. So instead of copying someone's perfect setting, start with what you want to taste and tune from there. There's no magic number on a dial. No settings guarantee clarity or body. But when you understand what grind size actually controls, you can start shaping the outcome with intention, not a guesswork. And yes, for espresso, grind precision does matter. You're working with an extremely fine grind to begin with, and the margin for adjustment is much smaller. So it's understandable why people get finicky and why higher-end grinders are priced for micro adjustments. But let's be clear, even in espresso, it's not the grinder that changes flavor. It's the extraction. This is something I teach step by step in my pour-over course, especially how to read beans and adjust over time. But even if you stop here, just remember, grind isn't the answer. It's how you respond. So if your coffee still isn't where you want it to be, even after upgrading your grinder, you're not doing anything wrong. You just haven't been told the whole story. Because good flavor doesn't come from better gear. It comes from better understanding. The grinder matters, but it can't choose the grind for you. It can't read your beans, and it can't taste your coffee. That part is up to you. If you want to go deeper into how to work with your beans and the grinder, I cover all of this step by step in my pour-over course. But even if you're just starting out, you now have something most coffee people miss: clarity on what actually matters. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful coffee day.